I'm Karen Cygnarowicz, and this is my studio tour for Burlington City Arts. My studio is within a former Catholic school turned music school in Montpelier, Vermont. I haven't been in this space for very long. When the summer floods devastated the town, I too experienced a loosening of self, practice, and routine that were created during the pandemic and somewhat stagnating thereafter. In August of 2023, I moved my art materials from home, a tiny studio apartment outfitted in a hayloft, into what was once a nun's living quarters. For many years, I've been calling myself a fiber artist, after many years of knowing I am an artist of some kind. I work with yarn, rope, ribbon, linen, fishing line, leather, wool, anything I can find. Most of the material I work with is gifted, found for free, or thrifted. It's important to me to repurpose, to sustain, to not make waste, but to transform the materials used in the techniques of tying knots, weaving, crocheting, wrapping, and to do so in such a way that is surprising. I hope those looking at a finished piece can ask of its story, cumulative and piece by piece, whether to the artist or within themselves, asking. For example, last month I found a hula skirt on the side of the road, a discarded costume done with the holiday, and I've been using the plastic strands of it to crochet into some sort of textile. Really, it's a project that I'm doing while thinking about something else. I often make to think like one would meditate. I tend to work on multiple projects at once, so much so that when I share the progress, others have commented on the unfinished openings. It lets you in, as in, it lets you in on the act of creating. My relationship to this studio and the work I have made here is dependent on what's going on in the building. At any given time, the music school could be holding lessons or rehearsals, and depending on my mood or need to make, it can be distracting. I've learned what times of day are the loudest cacophony of sound. My limit was met recently in hearing a child's first lesson of guitar, a virtual cello lesson on speaker with a barking dog in the background, and an opera and rehearsal all happening at the same time around me. Music has always been integral to the way I process life. Having been raised by a musician, a doctor of hearing, the one who taught me how to crochet, my quiet practice of playing with yarn is about listening.